The United States has a population of north of 327 million people. Why do we need more kids? I mean, your party, Senator Tuberville, is the one screaming that 10 million immigrants, which I don't even know that that number even makes any sense because it doesn't, have streamed into the country since Joe Biden has been president. And you're claiming that that's too many people, that if more people come into the southern border, this is some sort of crisis because we've got too many people and we've got no more space and we can't afford more people. But now you're saying we need more kids?
Joy misses the point, I think, a little bit. Why do we need more kids, she says. And what brought you this rant, you may be wondering. Joyless Joy Reid was responding to Senator Tommy Tuberville's comments about a recent Alabama Supreme Court ruling regarding in vitro fertilization in embryos. The senator answered a reporter's question in part with an answer of, we need more kids. I'll let the senator from Alabama defend his own answers and comments shortly, because he's on the show, standing by. But first, allow me to continue and play more of the indefensible leftist icon that is happy Joy Reid.
There was a time when the state of Alabama absolutely needed more kids because, you know, Alabama was a slave state. And the mandate of the planter class in Alabama was for black women to produce more kids because those kids were property and they could work more kids and make more money on their plantations. Are you saying the state of Alabama needs more kids because you think that those populations will include people who are maybe destitute and desperate enough if you kick out the immigrants like a lot of y'all want to do and you could make them do the work that the migrants are doing now?
Race and slavery, it was only a matter of time. And in this particular case, a matter of moments. America only needed more kids in times of slavery, says Joy Reid. But now, if we support growing this beautiful country, what's the purpose, asks Joy. Why make more natural-born Americans when we can bring in so many illegals? Isn't that, I don't know, kind of like maybe replacing American citizens? Like the whole wacky notion that maybe, just maybe, the far left wants to, I don't know, replace American citizens. But don't worry, if that's what you're thinking, Joy was thinking it before you, but in a different kind of way, like that zany leftist that she is.
Is this like a great replacement thing where you're concerned that there's not enough white people in the population versus the growth of the Latino population, the black population, the Asian American population, and so the we is white people need to make white women have more kids, and that's the we, and that's the why? Because it's a little creepy, a little Handmaid's Tale-y, don't you think?
See what she did there? So Joy Reid just advocated for the so-called great replacement theory while mocking the great replacement theory, which, as we all know, of course, is a conspiracy theory, like so many other crazy right-wing conspiracy theories. And there it would remain on that dwindling shelf of right-wing conspiracy theories, except that Joy Reid just said in her own twisted words that we shouldn't have any more American-born children and that we should replace them with illegal migrants. It's kind of crazy when all we have to do is play back their own words, and there's not much more work that needs to be done. Joy's words, their words, or lack of words at times, says it all. Yet another example of the unhinged hatred by the left, a left that so clearly has no love for America. Americans are dying at the hands of violent illegals. They're dying by the fentanyl being brought over the border. But all Joy Reid has to say, instead of honoring a young woman whose life was taken away, is to say there are enough American lives and no more are needed. And meanwhile, Joe Biden has absolutely nothing to say about it whatsoever. Let's bring in Alabama Senator Tommy Tuberville. Senator, she name-checked you, actually accused you of a bit of a heinous thought. Why don't you respond to Joy Reid about her idea that Alabama, now that slavery is not an issue anymore, doesn't need any more American citizens?
I really don't know who she is that well. I've heard her say a few things, but I tell you, she's off the wall. Eric, I've never heard anybody kind of get confused about what they're saying, number one, but then at the end of her thoughts, it is the great replacement theory. that's exactly what they want to do. They're trying to replace as many people as they possibly can with people coming in this country that are not Americans, that are not weren't born here. But we do need more kids. That's the reason I am pro-life in every direction, including the IVF. It's just unfortunate somebody like this sounds like she's uneducated, doesn't know what she's talking about. But it's what it is. We got to keep fighting against all forms of what she calls racism, whether it's religion, whether it's race, whether it's color, whether it's poor, rich, poor, all those things together. We're not going to make it in this country if we have people like this continue to spew hate, and that's exactly what it is.
It's incredible because I'm old enough to remember Tucker a couple of years ago. I believe a lot of the reason why he's not at Fox anymore is because he was tagged with this idea that he was responsible for pushing the great replacement theory, meaning minorities were replacing white people. And for her to say that, whether he did that or not, I'm not weighing in on that. But Joy Reid is basically saying, hey, Tuberville, what do you mean? We don't need more white kids. We don't need more Alabama American citizens. We need more of these people just fine coming across our border illegally. Look, you're talking to a guy who's a libertarian. I think we should have a lot more immigration, but it has to be legal. Legal immigration. It's the only way to supply an economy that's aging the way we are, a country that's aging the way we are. We need more young people, whether it's born here naturally or coming here legally coming here. And that's the little twist that Joy Reid gets mixed up, at least from my perspective.
Exactly. Legal immigration. We've always had that. This country was built on legal immigrants. And, what concerns me is, she wants to replace black kids in this country. She wants to replace white kids in this country. She wants to place any kid in this country that's actually an American citizen that's grown up with the values that we all want and love and believe into our Constitution or Christian values. She wants to replace it with people coming here that want no love for this country, don't know anything about this country, can't speak our language, can't make it on their own. American citizens are going to have to help them. It's just unfortunate you have people like this. What's wrong with the American citizen? I don't care who you are. I coached probably 80% minority kids every year. I didn't see color. I saw people that were Americans that could do better for their life.
If folks don't know, Coach Tuberville, you put the best you fielded the best players on your field. It didn't matter what their color was. You wanted to win, and you certainly didn't have a DEI instructor saying you need more white people on the football field, I'm guessing.
No, and yet you didn't see color, Eric. My job was to win games, and to win games is you bring your players in and say, listen, we don't owe you, and this country doesn't owe you but one thing, an opportunity to get on that field and do the best you possibly can. And I'm going to put the best ones out there. I don't care who you are, where you came from, rich, poor, black, white. It didn't make me any difference. And people like Joy Reid don't understand that. They don't understand that we want the best for everybody in this country. And we're not going to push one thing over the other. We're going to push Americans. But what I see up here and what I'm starting to see all over the country, Eric, is it's not Republican and Democrat. It's not black, white. It's Americans versus anti-Americans. And we got to start believing that we got to push more American values, the direction that this country can handle, and not the people that hate this country and want to change it to something else. That's not going to happen, Joy Reid. We're going to keep this country going by the Constitution and Declaration of Independence and give everybody an opportunity that's a citizen here to grow and prosper.
So, in a little hypothetical here, and Jose Ibarra is one of the people who was given some sort of immunity to walk the streets of America after he was caught as an illegal. Then he was caught, breaking the law with his kid in the car, and he may have been caught a third time breaking the law, and yet he's let out with some sort of parole. They call it parole, and what it means is you let him come back, and sometimes years later. In the meantime, these people are violent and causing more and more crimes. This one, a beautiful little nursing student, is murdered, allegedly by this guy. And Joy Reid is defending this action. And we're seeing more and more, Coach. We're seeing more and more people, Americans, die at the hands of these illegals because they don't care about us. They don't care about our country. They don't care about Americans.
This kid was obviously totally wrong. It's his fault for what he did. But the people that are totally at fault here are people like Mayorkas and Joe Biden that allowed him to come to a country that has laws, that has rules, that you can't come in and just do what you want. He probably came from Venezuela, who was not taught any moral values or anything. He's put in a situation by the Democrats here in this country of, hey, come here and live off the American citizen, do what you want. If you break the law, we'll let you out, pat you on the back, say, do better next time. It's wrong. Eric, as you just said, it's going to get worse and worse. I've seen it at the border. I've seen the people coming in here. Now they're coming in from prisons or coming in from places that people don't want them. They can't control them, so they're sending them all here. It is going to be a catastrophe. We've got to get Trump back in here to run these people back out, and they've got to go. They can't stay. We can't handle them. The American people are not responsible for them.
I'd like my control room to throw up that picture of Jose Ibarra next to the picture of young Laken Riley. And just, folks, I just want you to see this for a second, because this matters. This is an illegal who's caught several times breaking the law in America, who's been let go, who Biden has given parole to, who ends up allegedly killing that beautiful little nursing student in the prime of her life, just getting started. And this is a narrative that is not going away. Senator, thank you for your time. Appreciate your time. And Trump and Biden will be going to the border on Thursday. Should be an interesting day, Thursday. Senator, thank you for your time.
Yeah. Thank you, Eric.